Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make an earring today to match this little earring I've already made here. And I'm going to use some of the beads that I have gotten from Beebeecraft and this earring hoop that I got from Beebeecraft. I have a coupon code for Beebeecraft. It's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to their homepage in case you want to check them out and do some shopping with them. The coupon will save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. So I've got these Duracoat dyed opaque delphinium beads. These are Miyuki that I got from Beebeecraft. They didn't come in these tubes. I always put my beads in these tubes if they don't come in tubes, and they came in these little packages, and I'd rather have them in tubes, so that's what I did. So they didn't come in these tubes. But and then I have opaque salmon also that I got from Beebeecraft. And then this earring hoop is a 35mm earring hoop that I got from Beebeecraft. I've got a size 12 beading needle here. You could probably use an 11. I just happen to have a 12 out here. I usually always use a 12, and it was fairly straight, which my needles tend to be awfully bent, but this one was pretty good and straight, so I decided to use it. But I think you could use an 11. I'm not going to be going through the beads an awful lot, except at the very beginning and at the very end. And I'm using my 6-pound Fireline in smoke. And of course I've got my scissors and thread burner to cut and burn down my Fireline, and I use my flat nose pliers or my chain nose pliers to flatten the thread so I can get it through the needle. I think that's everything. I'll put links to everything I'm using in the description box below. I'll have links to all these things that I got from Beebeecraft and everything else that I'm using that I can find links for. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my beads out here now, and this is just a twisted herringbone stitch that I have done around this little earring hoop here. It's really easy to do. So I've got my needle threaded, and I'm just leaving a little bit of a tail, just enough to hold on to, because I'm going to start out with ladder stitch, and you go through ladder stitch so many times that it's really not necessary to sew your thread in, your tail thread in. You can just cut it off. So I'm going to start out, I think I forgot to say these are 11/0 seed beads. So I'm going to start out with 4 of my blue 11/0 seed beads. And I'm going to bring them all the way down to my stop bead. And I'm going to go through the first 2. And that puts those 2 beads next to the first 2 beads. Now I'm going to go down these 2 again and back up the first 2. Get my tail out of the way there. Now I'm going to go back down these 2. So that's what I've got now. So now I'm going to pick up 2 of my salmon colored beads, and I'm coming out the bottom of those 2 blue beads. I'm going to go on the top of them. And that sets them next to the 2 blue beads. Now I'm going to go back up the 2 salmon beads and back down the 2 blue beads and back up the 2 salmon beads. Now I'm going to do 2 more salmon beads. I'm coming out of the top of those 2 beads. I'm going to go on the bottom of them. Now I'm going to go back down those 2 I just put on. I'm going to go back up these 2 before the 2 I just put on. Now I'm going to sew back over here to this first 2 blue beads that I put on. Because I want everything in this first row to be nice and neat and sewed together well. I'm going to pull that tight so everything's sewed together well. Now I'm going to cut this tail off now because I've been through the beads enough that it's not going to, the thread's not going to come out. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, or a little bit of just a tiny bit of thread there that I can burn down with my thread burner. I think my thread burner needs a new battery. It's not burning hardly as well as it usually does. Okay, now I'm going to take my herring hoop and I'm going to put it around, put my beads around my hoop. And I'm going to sew them together. I'm going to sew the first 2 blue beads that I put on to the last 2 salmon beads that I put on. And I'm going to go around them several times. And actually, I'm trying to get a knot in my thread. Okay, now I've got my beads all sewed together around my hoop here now. Now I'm going to start my herringbone. So first I'm going to pick up, I always do 2 beads at a time in herringbone. So I'm going to pick up 2 beads, 2 of my blue beads, because I want the same color beads on top of the same color beads. So I'm into my blue beads here. So I'm going to go, for this first stitch, it's going to be a little different than the rest of them. I'm going to go from this column of blue beads into this column, and I'm going to go down both of them. And I want to make sure my beads land with the hole sitting up like that. Now I'm going to go up I'm going to turn my beads around here, and I'm going to go up these two salmon color beads. And now I'm going to pick up two of my salmon color beads to go on top of the two salmon color beads. I'm putting them on top of it, and I'm going to go down both from this column, down both the beads in this column. This little slip knot out of my thread that keeps wanting to get in there, and that puts those two on top of that little column. Now I'm going to go up all three of these blue beads. Okay, now I'm coming out of my blue beads. I'm going to pick up two blue beads. This time I'm just going to go down one of my blue beads. Make sure my beads land with the holes facing up. Now I'm going to turn my beads around here, and I'm going to go up two of my salmon beads. If I can get my needle in there, it's kind of hard because I sewed those together really tightly, but there we go. I got up two of my salmon beads. Now I'm going to pick up two of my salmon beads. I'm going to go down one. I can keep a hold of it here. Go down one. And this time I'm going to go up three of my blue beads. Well, hit my camera. Okay, now I'm going to pick up two of my blue beads to go on top of the blue beads I'm coming out of here. I'm going to go down one. Make sure those, sometimes you have to pull them out and pull them back down to make sure they land with the holes facing up. Now I'm going to turn around here, and I'm going to go up two of my salmon beads. And then I'm going to pick up two salmon beads. I'm going to go down one of them. And make sure they land with their holes facing up. And now I'm going to go up three. So you're always going down one and up two, and then down one and up three. And I'm going to pull my thread tight because I want to not show a lot of thread, and herringbone is really, if you don't keep your tension tight, you can see a lot of thread. So I'm going to try to keep my tension tight so that I don't see a lot of thread. So I'm coming out of this blue bead here. I want to put two blue beads on top of these two blue beads. I'm going to pick up two blue beads. I'm going to go down one. Make my beads land with their holes facing up. And now I'm going to go up two of the salmon beads. And now I'm going to pick up 2 salmon beads to go on top of the 2 salmon beads I'm coming out of. I'm going to go down 1. And now I'm going to go up 3. And going down 1 and up 2 and then down 1 and up 3 is what's going to cause it to twist. It's already getting just a little bit of a twist there. So I'm going to do 1 more here and then I'll leave y'all alone. I'm going to pick up 2 of my blue beads to go on top of the 2 blue beads I'm coming out of. I'm going to go down 1. I'm going to hold on to my beads so that they don't come loose. And I know sometimes it's hard to see what I'm doing because I've got my fingers over my beads. I had a lady recently say that she had a very difficult time following my video because I had my fingers over the beads, but it's kind of hard to do without putting your fingers over the beads. But I try to get them out of the way and show what I'm doing. I hope that I do. That was one of my earlier videos. Hopefully I've gotten better at it. So now I'm going to go up 2. And now I'm going to pick up 2 of my salmon beads. And I'm going to go down 1. Make sure my beads are laying the way I want them to be. Now I'm going to go up 3. And I'll go ahead and do 1 more. I said I was going to just stop at this one, but I got to talking about my fingers being over the beads, so I'll do 1 more. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my blue beads to go on top of the 2 blue beads I'm coming out of. I'm going to go down 1. And make these beads land the way I want them to. Now I'm going to go up 2. Now I'm going to pick up 2 of my salmon beads. I'm going to go down 1. Make my beads land the way I want them to. With the hole standing up. Now I'm going to go up 3. Just going to keep my tension tight. So that's what I've got so far, and it's beginning to, well, I'm not in frame, it's beginning to twist just a little bit there. I'm going to do about half of this, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I've got so far and show you something that I discovered when I was making this other earring. So hold on, I'll be back. Okay, this is what I've got so far. I'm not hardly halfway through, but I'm far enough along you can see what the spiral that's going on here, and I can show you what I wanted to show you. When I did this first earring, I was holding on to my beads really tightly, which you do want to do to keep a good tension on there. And I pick up 2 blue beads, go down 1, make sure my beads set the way I want them to, and now go up 2, and then I was holding really tightly and turning the beads like that, and doing 2 salmon beads, go down 1, make my beads set the way I want them to, the holes up, and then go up 3. And after doing that for a while, I realized it was straightening out my spiral. It was making my spiral not as spirally as I wanted it to be. So instead of doing it that way, I'm gonna pick up my 2 blue beads, go down 1, go up 2, then let go and turn my beads. Actually turn my hoop more than my beads. And then pick up 2 of my salmon beads, go down 1, and then up 3. And that helps keep the spiral. It doesn't straighten the spiral out as much. Of course, you can always twist it back and get your spiral back the way you want it, but so I'll just do one more. I'm going to pick up 2 blue beads, go down 1, go up 2, and now I'm going to let go and turn my beads around my hoop, and then pick up 2 salmon beads, go down 1, and up 3. So that's what I've got so far. So I'm going to finish till I get my whole hoop covered up, and then when I come back I'll show you how I'm going to sew the ends together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my hoop all covered up now, so now I'm going to sew the ends together, and this is just really easy. Y'all probably don't even need me to show you how to do this, but I'm going to do it. So my little towers of beads here are not sewed together, so I'm going to go down 2 of my blue beads, then I'm going to go up 2 of my salmon beads, and then back down the same 2 blue beads I went down before to get those to come together. Now I'm going to go back up the 2 salmon beads, and I'm going to turn my beads around here, go down these 2 salmon beads, and then I'm going to sew these 2 little towers together by going up 2 of my blue beads and back down the 2 salmon beads that I just came out of. And that gets my ends all sewed together there. So now I'm just gonna sew my thread in, and whenever I sew my thread in herringbone, I don't do half-hitch knots. I'm just going to go down several beads here, and then I'm going to go over to the blue bead next to the one I'm coming out of and go up several. Earring hoop keeps coming apart. And then I'm going to go over next to the blue bead I'm coming out of. The one next to it. And I'm going to go down several of those. However many my needle wants to go through. And I'm just going to keep doing that, going back and forth until the thread gets locked in well enough that it's not going to come out, and then I'm going to cut off my thread and burn it down like I did before. So when I get that done, I'll be back. Okay, there are my earrings made with some of the beads that I got from Beebeecraft and the earring hoop findings that I got from Beebeecraft. It's a really easy stitch, so it's just really easy to do. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description box below to the Beebeecraft homepage, and that coupon code will save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. They do have lots and lots of beads and jewelry making supplies, and they have really great prices, and they're usually always running some sort of sale. And I've always been really pleased with everything I've gotten from Beebeecraft. I've been working with them for, I guess, almost 2 years now, and I've never been disappointed with anything I've ever gotten from them. So it's a really great place to shop for beads and jewelry making supplies. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.